Oh, Zilby. Zilby took my chair. Yeah, we can switch to standing mode. This is Zilby's way of telling me to switch to standing mode. So, unfortunately, you won't be able to watch him anymore because I don't have a camera. You'll just have to know that he's on this seat. So let's bring you up. I can turn cat cam off. Okay. If Sylvie decides to get back over to his bed on the table, I will turn that back on and maybe we can go back to sitting mode. But usually when he does this, he prefers to stay on the chair for a long time. Okay, so why are you not in here? This commit. Actually, this is interesting. Why are you not in here? I never added this file to the Git objects. But if that's true, why can't I read that with the Git? Okay. I want to debug hex encode. Is it decode? It must be decode. No, wait. Now I'm confused. What am I looking at? The commit. Okay, commit hash. What are you? Okay, so you are bytes. I want to take bytes and encode that. You know what I guess we could do? But you know what? So in here, we have our hash. Okay, I'm just doing this as bytes to vec. Let's just send this as a string. And we'll clone you as a string. So commit hash is going to be a string coming in. Okay, so I can debug you. You're going to be upset because you in this specific case expect to have a vec of U8. So you want a reference to a vec of U8, which means we can do commit hash as bytes. Wonder if that will work. The trait bound vacuate borrow U8 is not satisfied. The trait borrow is implemented for evacuate found. Oh, so this needs to be a vector. There we go. Okay, so here's our hash. And if we pull, okay, so if I cd into get sample 3 and I want to do a get file p that, it exists. Okay, so this, the only things that we are writing is from the get objects. So it's in the get objects. Okay, so we know that this is in the get objects, but the fact that we're missing this commit, that this gets a none, lets us know that I'm not reading this correctly. Oh no. Okay, so let's try something else. For right now, let's try looping through for object key. Let's try getting the keys. Now that gives me a vec-view8. I want to encode this. Encode this to hex. Oh, type must be known at this point. Shouldn't this be a string? Encode the hex strict representing itself into the result. Lowercase letters are used. Yeah, shouldn't this be a string? And then we'll just debug the hash. Venox, hello. How are you doing today? Can I explain why I am using anyhow? I guess like follow-up question, is it why I'm using anyhow compared to like something specific you have in mind otherwise? Or why like I'm not using it compared to like error, which I usually use? In the case of error, I'm using anyhow because the CodeCrafters project comes with anyhow, and I'm trying to minimize the number of other crates that I'm pulling in. Oh, what is it for? What problem does it solve? Excellent. Okay. Anyhow gives us the ability to convert any error into a result type, like a very generic result type. So you notice here that this result is a very weird looking result because it just takes in one thing. Normally, a REST result requires you to pass in both the OK case and the error type. But in this case, I only return the OK case. Behind the scenes, this is sort of like a wrapper type around a real result, which is a result OK error, like a generic error. I can now, just for any error that we can possibly have, just throw a question mark on it, regardless of what type it is just is okay. It's like, it's just gonna work for us. That's what error, that's what anyhow, that's what error, I think there's a couple other error projects out there. That's what that gives us, is the ability to basically, we don't have to create like an error enum anymore. I just handle errors as it were. And if I want to create my own error, like if I want to crash out, there's a couple different things I can do. There is an anyhow macro that will create an error for us, or there's a bail macro, which is the equivalent of like an unwrap something, but like it also returns an I guess it's a equivalent of like a return error right now. So that's what the anyhow crate is giving me, is basically just basic error handling capabilities that I don't have to then do myself, because error handling is unnecessarily complex in Rust, which is very much an opinion. Is there a downside? Like, why is it not built in? When to use anyhow and when not? For me, I use an error handling library whenever there's generic errors or like normal errors are used, which basically means almost every single project. Now, I usually don't use anyhow. Usually I use error, which is very hard for me to say because it's not spelled error. Where's my, oh, there you are. I use crates. Why don't you come in here like that? Error, like this. This is the error library I usually use, which was recently updated not too long ago. 19 days ago, yeah. So it's still under active development. It's based upon anyhow, so it's a fork of anyhow that basically does a little bit different error reporting. I like them a lot. That being said, there's really not like a one that's better or worse than the other. When not to use it, if you really need to have custom control over errors, like full control, like you want to create your own error enum, you want to handle all the errors yourself without like letting something else did. If you want to keep your binary as small as possible, like you're working on an IoT project, you're going to want to obviously not pull in projects like this that are helpful for us, but just not helpful in the business case. That's when you're not going to want to use something like this. Also, at least one learning project where you figure out how to do errors without it. That's another thing that I would recommend, is like figure out how to do errors and then use something like anyhow so you never have to again. That's my general philosophy. Okay. Let's I have a commit hash. Okay, so I want to take a look at all these. And there should be like 302 of these. There's a lot. Okay, so we do see this. Now, can I can find in here? So I want to find this commit hash 23F. Are you in here? Wait, how do I'm like pressing return and it just lets me continue to like update this. Why can't I? Oh. There it is. Okay, here you go. So it is in here. It's a bit disconcerting. Now, I don't want to loop through the entire thing just to find this file. That doesn't seem right to me. I want to, like, it's a hash map. I should be able to go directly there. The problem is I did set the get object key. Okay, so I wonder if I want to when I created this, Okay, so I created a new hash map. Oh, wait, where are you going? Okay, so in handle, normal object type. Oh, okay, so we have object type. Okay, we have our get objects. I then do an insert. The hash is this. Okay, so what if I, instead of cloning you, oh, so the problem is, of course, no, oh, right. That's the reason why I used. I could encode it and throw it in there. Huh. I'm curious because like it's actually working for the reading, isn't it? So I don't think it has to be exactly the same one, right? It's partial equal. I guess the next thing would be, can I see if this commit hash, if I turn the commit hash into a vector, so that I guess let's I guess we'll find, no, I can't find this first. So if hash is equal to commit hash, we should now just have the one that it found. Okay, so it just found the one. That's good. I want to now turn our commit hash into the vector version, the hex bytes. I need to figure out a way to like make sure that this, like, I can do like the equal to it. That's really what we need to do. So if I converts a, okay, so I have to clone you first. So don't lose you. That gives me a vec of u8. Okay. So then hash is that. Okay, so I want if hash equals commit hash, and then I want to say, let's just do debug of commit hash bytes is equal to get object key. Let's see if this shows true or false. False. How am I okay, wait. Now I'm confused. Or rather, I'm continuously confused. In our handle ref delta, we get our get objects. How am I grabbing stuff out of here? So in our loop, we apply our delta instruction. Oh, we get to base. Okay, so hold on. Wait a second. The decompressed object. Right, decompressed object. No, but that's a vec with capacity. New object size. But wait a second, what am I doing with get objects here? Like where? Base. Get hash to vec. That's working. Hash to vec is, okay, hold on. Hash to vec. So ooh. There's no to vec on a string? Why not? Because it's bytes. Okay. Asitsu, I'm trying to grab the commit, the actual like value of the commit out of our get objects. Our get objects we have, unfortunately, I believe we did this because I can't hand it just an array of U8 because I don't know how large each one is and they're variable length. So it's a vector of U8s, a vector of bytes as the key, and then the value is a vector of bytes of the value, right? And so the hash, I want to now take that hash for the commit, and I want to extract it out of the get objects hash map, which is fine, right? Like that should work. We know that we have it in there because when I take our hash map, I can extract it out here and I can actually see this. And so I can like loop through manually and encode the key and then compare them against the key of the hash map. You stored a custom hash and object type in the hash map. Oh, instead of like the actual just get object hash. Yeah, that should work. I mean, obviously that works probably better than mine. Do I want to like switch that around? Mine is, okay, so hash string. Now this is false. Now if I clone you, I can't, as mute vac won't, no, that's not what I want. So I need to turn this into bytes, don't I? I could do, okay, that gives me bytes. And then we has as bytes. If I do as bytes, to vec, yes, okay, so we had this hash. And the hash is, okay, so we just did the to vec on it. So to vec. I want to compare the commit hash bytes with the get object key. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm getting false though. Because it's vectors and the vectors are different. Why isn't it partial equal though? Not like full equal? Okay, so hold on. If I do this and then later on I want to say, okay, I want to get the commit out, and this is going to be our get objects. Let's get from the key. I want to get the commit hash bytes. And we'll just expect cannot find commit and get objects. Yeah, cannot find commit and get object. So it can't find it in there. Oh no. Okay, so that kind of sucks. So I did my get objects wrong. If I mean, I could store it as the stringified hash, but I can't store it as a stir because it has to be a string at that point, which kind of sucks. Or I could do what you did and figure out like a custom hash of it and then store that. Or we could just stay with this and just do a bunch of freaking loops through, which is not ideal at all. Like the entire point of the hash map is that it's an O of n. What is your get ref store? Just strings. It stores them all as strings. So when we take a look at this new function, we get this hash, and I'm just doing, okay, so I'm extracting as a string from the file as we're getting it back. Iro Claude, hello. How are you doing today? Why not convert hash to vec? That's what I'm trying to do. I am trying to compare it to that. Well, I guess like the problem is that what I really want to do is I want to do this. I want to do a hash map get for this and then pass it in there, which means I'm not doing the comparison at all. The hash map is doing the comparison for me. Unfortunately, it's not working too well, which is unfortunate because I can't with get, it has to be a reference. Which is unfortunate. I'm wondering if a hash of the vector that I rebuilt from the string isn't right. What is odd to me, though, is that it's working, like that getObjects works at all. Because do a test with assert equal and see why it says it's different. Oh yeah, we could do that. I'm pretty sure it says it's different because it's left is not equal to right. So I manually loop through the keys here to find it. Like I encode it with hex to find it. And then that gives me U. Okay, so then I want to just compare these. So I can just do an assert. I can literally do it in here. So assert equal. Let's do our hash and commit hash. No, not hash and commit hash. It has to be get object key. Get object key and the commit hash bytes. Oh, the only reason I'm doing it inside of there is that it doesn't run it against all of the keys. So I'm first hashing I'm basically just sort of trying to figure out like, okay, how to kind of make sure it can actually find the appropriate thing, because we have 302 values inside of the getObjects hash map. So it's just sort of like a test thing. It's like, okay, well, if I want to make sure, okay, I found it, there's no way that this should fail, right? Like these are very different. Those are very different. Yeah, that is true. Why are they different? So left is short and small. Left is our get object key is coming out of here. Is this 20? That is 20. It's not bytes. It's not bytes. It can't be then. So what if I encode hex? Into bytes? A value of type U8 cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type char. I want to decode. I keep on getting that backwards. No method name decode. Okay, let's try you. Ooh, okay. I think that was it, because it didn't we didn't get this, so it works. Okay, cool. That was it. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have this commit, let's just debug out. Now the commit, oh, it's just gonna be bytes. Okay, so does the commit have anything in the string that I don't want? Like, I don't think so, right? It shouldn't have, it should just be a string, right? So I can just string build from this. So if I like readable commit, so if I shadow this, which is string from UTF-8 commit cannot move out. Okay, let's debug that. I think having everything in the same format would be helpful. Yeah, it probably would be. That would be a good idea. Okay. I guess I didn't realize that that's what I was doing when I put it in there. So if I was making this for real, probably at this point in time would be a big refactor to change it. I don't know if I'm going to do that now. But okay, we get this out. So in our commit, so this is the commit, and if we take a look at this, this should be exactly the same that we see down here. So it is. Okay, so we see commit. Okay, so tree 8119, 8119. Okay, so if I now need to pull the tree out of here. So there's only one of them. So, but I need to find the tree and extract it out. And looking at this, where'd it go? Wait, why don't I see it anymore? Did I lose it? Now I'm confused what happened to my debug. Okay, there you go. You're back now. So I want to find where the tree begins. Is that a null right there? I think that's a space. So I want to extract this hash out of it. Now, if we look at this, we always have commit and then something to null and then tree space. I wonder, should I put a cursor over this and then I can... Oh yeah, because it's bytes. We should just put a cursor over this and we can search through it, right? Because I search for the first null and then I search for tree. Then I can go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can just read 20. That's what I want. Okay. Because we don't know how long this is, because this number is the thing that can be different. Okay, so let's put a cursor around let's put a cursor around the commit. Which I can do that here, or... Are you a reference? Do I just give you a reference to the commit? I think I do. Which I already have a reference, so it's just that. Okay, now I want to find, so curse commit What was the things I can do? Don't advance. There's like the position, set position. No, none of those work. Is there like a find? I think there's like a search. I forget how to find things with the cursor. Or wait, do I just search through it? Do I just iterate through it until I find the thing? I don't remember anymore. Oh, is it seek? I think it's seek. I can seek to something? Or is that seek from and it just chooses as something? No, I think this just places the new cursor and like moves it over to the appropriate spot. That's not what I want. I want iter plus position. Yeah, maybe. No, what was the thing where I can read from it and check to see what each byte is as I'm reading it? Read until. So read all bytes into buffer until the delimiter byte or end of file is reached. So read all bytes. Okay, so read until that's what I want. Read until. So we're gonna not do that. Read until the byte. So I want a single byte, which is going to be the null. And then what's the buffer again? Oh, I have to read this into a buffer. Wasn't there like an empty buffer that I could throw it into? I could just throw this into something I don't care about. I could swear though there was like the equivalent of dev null where I could just like, I'm throwing it away. Oh, but maybe what you're saying, okay, iter plus position. Where do I find this from here? Like, returns an iterator over the contents of this reader split on the byte. Okay, so I could split this on null. This is all write stuff. I don't want to write. I don't think that's it. think it's like it's part of seek, right? Yeah, I get the current position, but that's not really helpful. I do want to set the position, but I don't know what the position is set to is. Oh, wait. This is maybe, no, I still need the seek to it. You shouldn't need the cursor if you don't need to seek. Okay. What can I do to grab? So I want to grab this hash from it. So that means I need to find a null tree space and then read after there. It's just in bytes. I could iterate over the bytes. I suppose I could just iterate over the bytes, right? Until I find null. So I could just create a loop and iterate over. Or I don't think that a for loop would work. So I don't think that like a normal iterator would be what I want. Unless I create it myself, which I feel lazy for that. Even though that's probably would be a good idea. I mean, the real right decision would be to do what you did and not store the pure bytes, but store something that holds the bytes in the hash map. Because then I could just have stuff surrounding that and like logic in there. That would be even better, but I didn't do that. Now this is the unknown, right? So I want to if in bytes, okay, so if I want to I could find the first. Okay, so if I don't use a cursor, we could find the first iter.position sounds like what you want. Oh, let's try it. On the cursor. Did I not see that in here? Iter. No, okay, so hold on. Iter, I guess. Is there a way for me to find the iter? Oh, I was really hoping I could find like into an iterator on this. Oh, position. Okay, it lets me iterate over bytes. That was me misunderstanding how iterator position works. Positions on the iterator tree. Okay, so I can get an iter off of it. Okay, so I don't need the cursor then, because I can get the position off of an iterator over a vector. Right? So I could do something like let tree equals commit iter searches for an element in the iterator returning its index. Oh, okay, so okay, so we ever commit, I want to search for, what do I return here? Is it just going to be something true or false? Returns true or false. Okay, so I want commit is equal to null, like that. So that gives me the first null. Let's go ahead and expect cannot find null in, oh, I don't. Cannot find null in commit. Then I want to add to that. Okay, so then I want the hash. This is the tree hash, is going to be our commit. Oh, did I do new line? Oh, how silly. You're right. Thank you for that. Okay, so tree hash equals commit. Commit was our commit. I want to get a slice. Slice? I think it's slice. Can I not get that? I want to splice it. Is it because I don't own it? Oh, I just literally can do that. Okay. Why was I thinking I have to do a slice? Is that because I'm using bytes too much and other things too much? And I'm forgetting which like, you know, syntax to get in for like different things. Okay, so we're going to start with a tree start index. But that gets us to here, this index. So then I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So plus 5. And then I want that to go to 20. So plus 25. So tree start index plus 25. And that might be 26 because it ends with, well, something. So then if I, let's debug the tree hash. Okay, so the other one was decoding it. I want to encode it. Except I can't. Why are you upset? The size for values of that cannot be known. Okay, so I don't need to own you. Commit. Oh, Okay, I could do that there. That's good. No errors. Okay, so here's our tree, which suspiciously does not have any letters in it, which is not looking right. Did I do it wrong again? Was that supposed to be a decode instead of an encode? Invalid character. Okay. Space. Oh, I need to go one more, maybe. So plus 6. Odd number of digits. Okay. You go to 26. Or I have to do ... equals. I keep on, instead of pressing I keep on pressing dot, which redoes the last command, which is not what I want. And then also, apparently I've forgotten how to... Oh, I keep on pressing shift. Why am I pressing shift to do an equal sign? Okay, decode is from readable, encode is to readable. So I want to encode. No, but that's not right, because that's not... That's wrong. It already is encoded. Right, okay. This is why I get myself confused so much, is it's already encoded in there, so I need to decode it or just put it to a... Oh, I need to just put it to a string. I just need to put it to a string. So silly. Okay, so I want to stir from something, blah, blah, blah. Oh, right. I have to do standard stir from UTF-8 tree hash. Let's try that. Ads are starting in 30 seconds. Right. It's not 20 bytes, it's 40. I need to go 40 in here. So this will be 45. Okay, and then this should be the tree hash. And then I should be able to now cd into get sample 3 and do a get tree, get ls tree. There you go. Okay, so I got that. We got that. So we got the tree. Excellent. Now, to print that out, I want to grab... I think I just print it out, right? So tree hash. Okay, so we need to now let the tree. So get objects. I want to vacuum tree. Okay, so get objects. I want to what is it called? Get, pass it the tree hash. Missing tree referenced in commit. We got you, and then I want to, this should also be valuable, so I want, let's just debug tree, no, string from.